Before I start this lesson, I'd like to give all praise and glory and honor unto Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem, Ruach HaKodesh, double honor to the apostle, elders, and bishops of Great Millstone who rule well and teach well. Shalom to 144,000 men that's pushing and believing this word in our true sincerity and sacrifice that allows us to do so. Shalom to the men, women, and children that's tuning in and listening. And shalom to the Israelite foreigners scattered abroad on all four corners of the earth. The Heavenly Father, name is Yahweh. His only begotten Son, name is Yahweh Shai. Hello, in this video, edify, quick, straight to the point. This video will be entitled, Jacob's trouble is around the corner. And not around the corner, but Jacob's trouble is here. Now, we're dealing with Jacob's trouble, but it's going to intensify, And a lot of individuals are still playing with the name of the Lord, and I'm going to do a video on that. A lot of individuals are playing with the name of the Lord. A lot of individuals, well, really these leaders, Israelite leaders, are playing games like the IUIC, Sakari, so on and so forth, playing games with the Heavenly Father's name. They're also just going on podcasts debating about meaningless things. And, while they're wasting time, in their congregation, just giving them flattery points and brownie points and whatnot, you got not just war on the other side of the world, you have your own U.S. president, sending troops to damn near every state to oppress Jake. And then not just that, you got Northern and Southern Kingdom getting oppressed. Even more so now, because why? You're seeing that as Israelites we are being targeted, which is obviously the case. And this isn't just some coincidence. They're not going in a prophecy. They're not talking about none of the things that's happening around the world. It's just, law, statute, commandments, fringes, and that's it. And now we're about to see the downfall of a society and the downfall of these wicked leaders. So I'm gonna jump to this real quick. Yeah, this is 2 Peter chapter 2 and verse 2. 2 Peter chapter 2 and verse 1. But there were false prophets among the people, even as there shall be false teachers among you, who privily shall bring in damnable heresies, even denying the Lord Yahweh that brought them, and bring upon themselves swift destruction. Yeah, and in Jacob's trouble, this is what they're going to do. Bring upon themselves swift destruction, and they're going to get judged by the Lord. And ways they're going to get judged by the Lord is what? Having the people of their congregation beat the shit out of you, beat the hell out of you. Or you just get a harsh judgment, like getting mauled to death. And shit, not even just getting mauled to death. You could go out in some of the worst ways, catch an illness, and just be through. The Lord is going to have it to where those false prophets shall be judged. And not just the false prophets, but those of the congregation too, who didn't listen when the real prophets was out teaching and preaching in all true sincerity. So now we don't look crazy. Now we look like, oh damn, we better listen. We should have been listening. Oh, we should have been doing this. Yeah, but guess what? The Lord has only got it for his elect. But from here, I'm gonna go to 2 Esdras chapter 7. Because Esdras saw these things too, and as well, he understood these things. He was given the breakdown of these things by an angel. So this is 2 Esdras chapter 7 and verse 7. The 2 Esdras chapter 7 and verse 7. The entrance thereof is narrow and is set in a dangerous place to fall, like as if there were a fire on the right hand and on the left a deep water. You want to know what's funny? Yahweh Shai, not funny. Well, I won't say funny. You want to know Yahweh Shai prophesied this, and Esdras was before Yahweh Shai, right? Ezra's on the scene before Yahushua was on the scene. This was dealing with the Persian and Mede captivity, but Yahushua used the words of Ezra's, which makes the Apocrypha valid and canon. But that's a whole nother video for a whole nother day. In one only path between them both, even between the fire and the water, so small that one man can go there at once. And yeah, guess what? That narrow path is the path of truth, the path of righteousness. Every individual in this truth has to go through that path. And then not just that, all Israelite. Let me reset that. Salakia. Everybody that knows this truth, every Israelite has to go through this path. It is up to the Lord to guide you through this path. And if the Lord chooses you to go through that tight path, or go through that tight path and be saved and delivered, that's how it's going to be. But all Israelites have to go through that. Either they have to go through the wide or through the straight and narrow. But a lot of J going to try to choose the wide, because why? They are a lot of Israelites are followers. A lot of Israelites are, oh, well, if I see it, I'm going to do it. You know, and that's not how it is. But this in the second Ezra is talking about the kingdom of getting into the kingdom of heaven. Because why? We all have to go through this path, and a lot of these false prophets, all of the false prophets and all of these 2/3 are going to have to deal with it. And it is, what verse was that? Verse 7, like as if there were a fire on the right hand and on the left deep water. So yeah, you got fire, you got death on both sides. So you have to tread lightly. Like the apostles say, this truth is like a tightrope walk. You fall, you lean too much to one side, you're gonna fall. And a lot of you individuals think this is a game. This is Jacob's trouble. This is Jacob's trouble, which you have to deal with that fire on the left. Oh, so like your fire on the right and water on the left. This is what you're dealing with. And if you ain't been prepped, if you ain't been by prepped, I don't mean prepped in the sense of I don't mean prepped in the sense of carnality. I mean spiritually ready and prepped. Because why? If you're not, you're gonna fall. If you're not predestined, you're not gonna make it. Plain and simple as day. So from there, I'm gonna jump to Jeremiah chapter 30 and start at verse 6. I'm not gonna make this too long. I'm just flowing in the spirit with this, because at the end of the day, and not just at the end of the day, what's about to happen is that trial and tribulation time period, which we're fastly approaching, it's going to be known who were the true prophets speaking the truth, and who were the false prophets telling individuals to take that jab. Oh, take the jab because you gotta you worry about your job. No, you're going way off on that. But hey, the Lord's going to make it to where what? The elect are going to be delivered and saved out of these troublous and perilous times. This is Jeremiah chapter 30 and verse 6. Ask ye now and see whether a man doth travail with child. Wherefore do I see every man with his hands on his loins, as a woman in travail, and all faces are turned to paleness. Because why? The things that we're about to experience on this planet Earth are things that's going to be worse than 70 AD, things that have never been seen such as before. And we're going to need divine intervention. We're going to need the spirit of Yahweh B'Shem Shah upon us to get through these things. Speaking as dealing with the men. Verse 7, alas, for that day is great, so that none is like it. It is even the time of Jacob's trouble, but he shall be saved out of it. So yeah, that day is great because why? The day of the Lord is coming close and fastly. Jacob's trouble is even coming. We're here in the midst of it already. Northern kingdom getting vexed. Well, the Issacharites, the Gadites getting vexed. in various other tribes of the Northern Kingdom, and now Southern Kingdom dealing with it because of Haitians. And not just that, now recently you've seen videos of ICE going after so-called black church leaders. Now, that's going to trickle. That's already trickling down to Southern Kingdom, just like it was during the Assyrian Babylonian captivity. What? Northern Kingdom thought they could keep being idol worshippers and nothing happened. But guess what? The Lord judged the Northern Kingdom by having them being taken away taken away and kicked out the land by kicked out the land by during the Syrian time period. And the Babylonians end up dealing with Southern Kingdom. So this is the same thing written, the same thing happening. Judah, Ephraim shall be were oppressed together. Judah and Israel were oppressed together, and that's how you know this is talking about America, because these are the two synonymous and biggest major captivities where we were brought against our will, held against our will, and on top of that, we were oppressed together. And it's just that simple. So the Lord is going to have it to where what? The elect are going to make it out of Jacob's trouble, and the 2/3 are going to fall by the sword because y'all didn't choose to listen. So now, guess what? The Lord is going to judge you. So I'm going to grab this in Acts real quick. This is Acts chapter 14, and I start at verse 22. Confirming the souls of the disciples, exhorting them to continue in the faith, which we must do as prophets, continue in the faith, that we must, through the much tribulation, enter into the kingdom of Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai. So it doesn't say much peace, a little trouble, some trouble, through much tribulation, through some tribulation, through little tribulation, but what? Much tribulation. We must enter into the kingdom of Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai. So this isn't going to be a cakewalk. This ain't going to be easy. This ain't going to be something you can just, Jacob's trouble. Okay, well, it's going to last for 2 seconds. No, that's not what's written, and that's not what's about to happen. So the Lord